Hello, this is Travis, not Barry today. I'm doing not horror things this time. No makeup or anything. I can touch my face and it won't come off. So it's been a while since I put anything up here. Nothing's wrong. I haven't really written scripts for any new movies to host them yet, so I've taken a little break. Plus, my other hobby, live action roleplay or LARPing, has started back up. Several of the games that I go to or had gone to are doing live games again. Everyone there is vaccinated, wearing masks whenever possible, so we're doing it as safely as we can. One thing that's kind of always bugged me, I've been doing this for about 12 years, I think. Off and on, sometimes in tents, sometimes in cabins. It depends on the game, depends on the location. People don't take care of themselves at all at LARP. LARPers are terrible about self-care. People will show up and say, I spent my last $50 to be here. I didn't bring any food because I can't afford any for the next month. That happens. People will show up and not drink water all weekend and get cramps and get sick. People don't sleep. Most of the games I go to are Friday night to Sunday afternoon, and you gotta sleep at some point. They'll just chug coffee and Monster or Red Bull and try and stay up the whole time because they're afraid to miss something. So I'm going to do 5 categories. There are some tips within each category, but do 5 different things that you can do if you go to a LARP or a camp out or anything where you're going to be away for a couple of days doing physical activity and staying either outdoors or in a cabin that will keep you safe and keep you healthy. So number 1, and I kind of already mentioned this, is bring food. Don't, even if you go to LARPs like most of mine where people will, for in-game fake money, sell you real food. I do that. I sell food at LARPs. So even if that's the case, bring your own food. Right now, I'm not selling a lot of food because I don't think people are ready to start just buying food from people after COVID. But bring your own food. I do videos here with food in them. Those noodle jars that I'll put a card or a link to, they are amazing. The last 2 games that I went to, I took a bunch of noodle jars and a tea kettle. You don't even have to have an electric tea kettle. If you have a metal tea kettle and a campfire, you can heat water. That's all you need is hot water in those jars. Take a dozen of them. Take 6 of them. Whatever you think you're going to need. Number 2 for that list would be canned food. And there's really 4 types. There is canned bread, but that's not something you probably want to take. Meat, like Spam or Vienna sausages or canned chicken that's cooked and chunked up, just to have some protein in case you need it. The other one is similar to that, is fish. I personally like sardines and canned tuna, canned kippered snacks they're called. It's smoked herring, that kind of stuff. Especially if you want to make other LARPers look at you funny, sit there with a plastic fork and just eat out of a can of fish. If you play a character that's a loner and a little weird, just eat cans of fish all weekend. It's fine. People will think you're super in character. Canned vegetables, you're going to want to take something. You can't just survive off of like meat and noodles and potato chips or whatever you're going to have all weekend. You want vegetables and canned fruit. Fruit cocktail. They make little plastic cups with a peel-off lid of different fruits. Do that. Get some vitamins in you. If you have to, take multivitamins also. And then there is bread. Bread keeps for a couple of days easily. Bread, cheese, stuff like pepperoni, salami. Make your own charcuterie board if you want. But that stuff is good. You can even share that. But take some kind of food and canned meat, vegetables, fruit, and maybe some preserved meats and cheese and bread. Number 2, and this is close to food, drink water, and actual water, not I had 15 cups of coffee today. There's water in it. No, drink water. You can drink coffee. That's fine, but you're going to need water, especially if you're out running around fighting. You're going to cramp up at night. So when you wake up, drink a glass of water. With lunch, drink a glass of water. With dinner, drink a glass of water. Drink a glass of water before you go to sleep. If you nail those 4, you can drink whatever you want for the rest of the day. Have 10 cans of Monster, I don't care. But you've had water, and that's good. You should drink more, but at least hit those 4 times, and you should be okay. And 3, change your clothes. I know, like, your character's got their clothes. My character has their clothes. But my characters have multiple outfits. Because I sweat a lot when I'm out running around. And I need more clothes. My clothes are soaked when I take them off. I need to change. And if you are going 2 or 3 days without changing, your underclothes are going to be really uncomfortable. So, first, shower if your LARP site has showers. Make sure you shower. Like, if you're doing Friday to Sunday, shower Saturday night or something. Change your underlayers. Change your underwear, change the undershirt if you got one. Maybe change pants if that's possible. And this is a problem at conventions and LARP and a lot of places. Wear deodorant. It might not be genre for a medieval fantasy or post-apocalyptic game for deodorant to exist, but people will thank you if you wear deodorant. Please do it. Also, make sure you've got some kind of like sanitizing wipes or hand sanitizer, because you don't always have access to running water at every site. Some sites are tent camping, and you gotta have bottled water, and it's a little easier to clean up with a wet wipe type deal, and then putting on hand sanitizer. And a side note on changing clothes: this isn't necessarily changing clothes, but dressing for the correct climate. I live in the Northeast, in Mid-Atlantic region. It gets cold here in the winter. This is the 1st of December. I was LARPing last weekend and the weekend before in Pennsylvania and Ohio. And it's cold. Really cold. In the 20s or maybe lower at night, and it snowed. So, dress for your climate. If it's cold, bring extra blankets, extra socks, especially if there's going to be snow and your feet are going to get wet, because you need to change wet socks. You cannot walk around in wet socks all day. Wear layers. If you come inside and it's hot, take off a layer. Cloaks or coats. Have something to wear as an outer garment for your character. Even if it's like a wool poncho. Like I have one that I call it my character's Western outfit, because he's wearing a poncho over his clothes. Looks kind of like a Clint Eastwood cowboy, but that's for the cold. For the heat, you're going to wear lighter clothes, probably less layers. Make sure you have a change of clothes or 2, because you're going to sweat a lot. And wear like a wide-brimmed hat or sunglasses or something to protect your eyes, and sunblock, because you need those things to be out in the hot, terrible sun. I prefer the cold myself, but those are things you're going to need for that. And then number 4 of 5 is go to sleep. If your LARP is like 12 hours, it's like an all-day Saturday thing, you don't need to sleep at LARP. But the ones I go to are several days long. Some of them Thursday to Sunday, usually Friday to Sunday. Go to sleep. Like some people get fear of missing out or FOMO. You're not going to miss that much. People will tell you. If you miss something, they'll tell you about it. You can be sure that LARPers will tell you about everything that they did. They all do. We all do it. So you're not going to miss out on anything. And if something's attacking, you're within earshot. Just get up and go fight it. Nobody's keeping you in your bed. Go to bed early or sleep in if you need to. If you want to stay up till 4 o'clock to see all the things that are going on, sleep till maybe 10. Get enough sleep, especially on the day that you got to drive home. Make sure you slept. And then coffee and energy drinks are not sleep. They help you maybe get up in the morning. Don't use them as a substitute for sleep. The last one is something a lot of games enforce, is clean up. Clean your bunk area. Keep your bunk area clean throughout the weekend, and it won't be a big job. But sweep. when you're done. When you're done getting all your stuff out of there, sweep the floor. Make sure you check under your bed, all of that, if you've got a cabin. If you're tenting, don't leave your garbage everywhere. Throughout the weekend or the game, if you see litter on the ground or a cigarette butt or whatever, pick it up and throw it away. Don't just leave it there for you to have to pick up later. So most of these games have a site cleanup that you do at the end, and you're going to have to pick it up eventually. So, and help do the site cleanup. Most of the time it's required. Every game I go to, it's required. So you don't have a choice. It needs to be signed off for you to kind of not get in trouble or get credit for your game. So it helps clean up the site. It makes it so that you can come back. If you go there and you trash the place, they're not going to let you rent it again. And I know you're not probably the one renting it. Your LARP organizers and runners are renting it, but if they're not able to rent it, you're not able to go to their game. So there's 5 things that you can do to be better at LARP, be more healthy, do a little self-care, which is bring food and eat it, drink water at least 4 or 5 times a day, change your clothes and shower if possible, make sure you sleep, and make sure you clean up so that you can use the site again. If you don't LARP, I mean, I'm a huge nerd, I've been doing it forever, and D&D and everything else. If you don't, maybe try it out. I can almost guarantee there's one within a couple of hours drive of you. There are several that have games all over the country. Dystopia Rising is the one that I go to. There's something like 20 of them. So give it a shot. It's fun. It's an experience. If nothing else, you experienced it and you probably had a little fun and made some new friends. I'm going to get some more Hellish Horror Movie Night content up, but until then, this is Travis, not Barry again, saying see you at the movies. Bye.